Hello from Belgrade, where the World Economic Forum and the government of Serbia have brought together high-level representatives from government and the private sector for the Biotech Future Forum. My name is Walter Pasquarelli. I'm an advisor on AI strategy and policy for governments and businesses, and I'm delighted to be joined here by the Minister, Dr. Jelena Begović. Minister, thank you very much for joining me here today. Well, what an event that has brought together some of the highest level stakeholders. We've had the Prime Minister, Managing Director of the World Economic Forum, Secretary General of the OECD, a delegation from the UAE. What does this tell us with all these high-level stakeholders joining us here today? What's the importance of it?
Well, actually, I think that we are in trouble and that they're asking science, including biotech, to assist in solving some of the major challenges that we are facing. And this is a good thing for scientists.
That's fantastic. And if we are looking at sort of countries that want to prepare themselves, I'm mindful that Serbia has now the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution here in Belgrade. What are some of the indicators and some of the capabilities that countries need to be developed nowadays to make themselves ready for this future?
Actually, it's very important to use all the potentials of science, but also science per se cannot do everything. The government per se cannot do everything. So we have to connect the government, the science, the academia, but also the private sector and the industry. So we build up a new system with the new solutions. And we want to switch the world, towards more sustainable and more brighter future, if I can express myself. And I see definitely biotech as the best way to do that.
So there's almost like an ecosystem of different kinds of actors that we're looking at.
Yes.
When it comes to the development of this ecosystem, are there any sort of like quick wins versus sort of long-term policies and investments that we need to make that you see working in the field?
Well, actually, I think we need to work faster. We as a country definitely decided that biotech is one of our priorities. We are now investing in infrastructure in Bio4 campus project. This is something completely new, and I think it will become a spot on a global map of science and innovation in biotech field. But also, you have to invest in talents, in education, starting from the early stage education. We cannot invest only in higher education. We have to involve kids. We have to leave them the possibility to play with their minds all their lives. It's very important for the biotech and for the science and for the new solutions. We need to build a legal framework that supports, that controls to a certain extent, but it doesn't prevent the development. We need to be transparent in this, so we know what is happening, and if necessary, we can react. We need to work on ethics. The legal and ethic is always running behind the technology. It's been like that from the beginning. But nevertheless, we have to work on that, I would say, on international and global level. So the knowledge can flow, but also the biotech products can really flow.
Fantastic. And I've heard many people drawing almost like some parallels to the field of artificial intelligence and sort of in the sense that we need to have the right kinds of sufficient data. We need to have the right kinds of infrastructure to transfer this data. We need to have the regulation, the ethics. Where do you see are sort of some of the parallels where maybe investment in one area can create synergies in another?
Absolutely. If you take the history, the genomics, for instance, and genetics and the artificial intelligence actually developed in parallel, like a coevolution. Now we're at the momentum where they're definitely merging. The data that's been created by biotech, it's the data that will be used by AI in order to speed up some processes, to short some, for instance, development of a drug. You need now AI, and it's going to, cut the time and intensify the process, and we will end up with more products and services in a shorter period of time. So these two fields are already interconnecting. And since we're talking about new technologies, and all the powerful technologies have the power to do, benefit, but there are also risks. When it comes to risks, you have to treat them in a similar manner. And that goes both for AI and for the biotech.
Absolutely. And sort of that means that there's also an outlook into the future, and an outlook that in the future that depends on getting things right. If we look sort of 5 to 10 years into the future, what's sort of the area you're most excited about to see?
Actually, these two areas,
Okay.
AI and biotech, and something new that will be definitely created. I can, add engineering and other life sciences, but AI and biotechnology are definitely creating a new momentum on one side. On the other side, we do have really huge challenges from climate, medicine, agriculture, food, environment. So these are big challenges. And without merging and combining these areas, we will not have neither the time or the capability to solve at least part of the problems. So I see really exciting and new, maybe even unimaginable. It's very difficult to imagine things. I usually very often spoke with experts, and they're hard, they're having problems to predict what is ahead of us. But I think huge benefit and potential is ahead of us.
Fantastic. It's like we should just know what's behind the frontier once we get there.
Yes, we will connect the dots when we get there, behind in the past.
Fantastic. Fascinating. Minister Begović, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.